Hi. I've been watching a bunch of unmasking videos and they've been stressing me out just a little bit. So I wanted to post maybe some like beginner tips to, I guess, unmasking, just functional communication. And most of these are friend group and work setting tips. I hope some of them are helpful. I'm doing my best. So the first one I want to mention is with any new social setting, I am pretty upfront about my food stuff because there's a lot of food stuff. So I don't want anybody to feel like they have to cook for me because I'm a freaking mess and I know that. I don't eat any land animals. I hate tomatoes. I hate avocados. I don't like most peppers. Like, there's a ton of stuff that people don't even think about that I cannot eat. I will literally get sick if I try to eat it. So I try to be pretty upfront about, like, please let me bring my own food. You don't have to cook for me. Even if I bring something that nobody else will eat, I will take it home and I will eat it at home. Please don't feel like you have to cook for me. So that's been a pretty easy one. And that has been a lot to learn because I have for sure gone to friends' houses and they've made me food and are like, oh, it's vegetarian, it's fine. And it still had like 3 of the 600 things that I don't like to eat in it, and I had to like swallow it without tasting it and try not to throw up. And it's just been a lot easier to just be upfront about my food preferences, because then you don't have to do that, and then there's no awkwardness of having to eat foods that you hate again or faking liking the foods that you've eaten. Food stuff is messy. The next one is being upfront about being naive. Like, I have told coworkers especially, hey, I'm not always going to read a situation correctly. Like, I'm going to let my coworkers know what happened in most of my client appointments. That's part of my job. We do it every day. We have a meeting and we talk about it. And I told them that I need them to let me know, like, if this was not correct, if there is something I'm missing. Because there has been multiple times where my naivety has, let's say, let a client do things that they're not supposed to or I shouldn't be helping them with. So, like, I need somebody to tell me, hey, they asked you to do this, which meant that they could do something that is super against their treatment plan easier later on. So just being upfront with, like, hey, I don't always read social situations correctly. And then the last thing that I really wanted to mention was letting people in your life know that sometimes you're gonna need time to process serious situations before you can interact with them. I work in an incredibly stressful job where lots of things pop up and there are lots of changes, and things don't always go great. I work with people, so people are unpredictable and don't always do what they're supposed to in treatment. Things get heavy. I think most people's reaction to something like that is talking with friends and coworkers. Mine is shutting down for like a couple of hours and thinking about what happened before I can say a word to another human that actually makes sense. So just being open about that has made work and processing and work friendships a lot easier. Nobody thinks I'm being a jerk by like walking off after a stressful meeting and not like convening and talking about it. They all know that, like, hey, Emily needs a second. If we call in 3 hours, we can chat about it, but right now is not the time. Or like something really, really awful happening to a client. Like, there's a lot of times where I will not respond to a text or call for like 6 to 8 hours because I just need to think about it and figure out what's going on before I can have a logical conversation. And these are all things that I was able to bring up with coworkers without like revealing that I think I'm autistic. So they're mini unmasking techniques that I wanted to share. It's obviously not full unmasking. I'm not able to do all of the things that I feel like would feel natural, but they've made my life a lot easier and made people understand how I work a little bit better, which just makes life and my career easier to handle. So I hope maybe some of these were helpful. I know they were pretty hyper specific to my situation, but I'm still getting a hang of, everything and describing who I am and how I fit into this crazy world. So, again, I hope you got something out of this, and if not, I will keep trying to post things that are helpful. I hope you all have a good evening. I don't know, ending things are hard. Bye.